The aircraft arrived at Toronto from the U.S. city of Minneapolis and was carrying 76 passengers and 4 crew members. As it landed, the plane appears to have struck the runway, slid for some distance, and then flipped over. The right wing may have struck the runway or an item on it, such as a light, Mr. Ronan suggested. The weather may also have been significant. The airport fire chief stated that the runway was dry at the time of the incident. Airport authorities had said earlier that although recent heavy snow had stopped, frigid temperatures and high winds were moving in. As the plane came into land, air traffic controllers told the pilots of 38 miles per hour, 61 kilometers per hour, gusts, and the possibility of a slight bump in the glide path, CNN reported. The pilots appear to have attempted what is known as a crab maneuver, Mr. Ronan said. This involves turning a plane into the wind and then directly onto the runway at the last moment. Marco Chan, a former pilot and a senior lecturer at Buckinghamshire New University in the UK, agreed that the aircraft was banking to the right and appeared to have made a hard landing, meaning a high rate of descent. It seems to have touched down with one wheel first, Mr. Chan told the BBC, which might have caused the landing gear to collapse on impact. This could have led to the right wing hitting the runway, and in turn causing the plane to roll. The sheer survivability of this is really amazing, Mr. Ronan told the BBC, pointing out that the aeroplane's fuselage. He also highlighted the importance of the plane's high-impact 16G seats, which he said were designed to absorb a great deal of punishment. Other commentators hailed the importance of safety features. CNN analyst and former FAA Inspector David Susi said the plane had broken apart as it had meant to, with the detachment of at least one wing stopping the fuselage ripping apart. Graham Braithwaite, professor of safety and accident investigation at the UK's Cranfield University, said planes were also designed so that air passengers involved in an accident did not hit things likely to cause injury. Even the design of the seat back or the tray table is all part of how we consider making that survivable space, he told the BBC. And the seatbelt that people have is so important. That is the ultimate thing that stops people being thrown around the cabin like this, he added. The flight attendants have also been praised for getting everyone off the flipped airplane quickly. Emergency crews on the ground were labeled heroic by the airport chief after reaching the crash site in a matter of minutes. Mr. Carlson said the passengers themselves had worked together very effectively. What I saw was everyone on that plane suddenly became very close in terms of how to help one another, how to console one another, he said. This marks the 4th major air crash in North America in less than a month, and other recent incidents remain under investigation. All 67 people on board a passenger airplane and military helicopter died after the 2 aircraft collided in midair near Washington, D.C. on January 29. 7 people were killed on February 1st when a medical transportation plane carrying 6 people crashed in Philadelphia. Another person was killed on the ground. All 10 people were killed when a small plane came down in Alaska on February 6. Those incidents followed another high-profile crash in South Korea in December, in which 179 people were killed. Despite these, experts say air travel remains overwhelmingly safe, and increasingly so. The U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, says there were 257 fatal accidents in the U.S. in 2024, compared with 362 in 2014.